Well, hello, and welcome back. Thank you for watching, well, what's probably the VOD at this point, because I haven't even signaled that the stream is live to people, but I will do that right away. My apologies for the delay. These things are... well, I'm still getting used to them. Bringing up my own stream for a little copy and paste. Wow, my keyboard is clickier than I thought. And done. Hooray! So, once again, welcome. I have some things to do. Well, I mean, that's every video game, I think. But I do want to point something out. I took a closer look at some of my units. Yuki's base stats seem pretty good overall. I might be able to make decent use of him, but I'm not 100% on that. I also took a look at possible builds for some of my lower level characters, and I noticed that Baal, or Baal, whichever, he has a very good base intelligence. So I think it would be a good idea for me to class change this guy to Priest. I don't think that'll hurt his physical stats too badly with those growths, and I'd like to cross that with eventually Dark Knight. So he'll be a frontliner with a good defensive skill. He'll have Holy Word as well as Curse. And there'll be just very few things that he cannot do, depending on the situation. That's the theory. Did his intelligence actually go down when he switched to Priest? I do not understand how these things work. Did class changing actually hurt him? No, wait, it didn't. Never mind. I was misreading things. Okay. So that's how the experiment is going to go. Is there anything I can equip on him? Well, not that it matters, because I still plan to have him train for a while. Speaking of training, I've been trying to figure out how to get the best use I can out of those training quests. I'd, of course, like to get more levels on these two, so I think Sophie is going to have to sort of hold things together for a bit longer. But I can switch between either of those. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. The sooner I can get Sophie through these cleric levels, the better. Wow. They both seem like pretty decent projects. Well, I will say that these training quests make projects much easier, but I forget if I said this last time. I think that might actually detract a little bit from the game, because being able to manage a Rune Knight from level 1 or 2 into something much better is probably one of the toughest things to do, especially in the early game of Brigandine, Legend of Forsena, and Grand Edition. And as a result, it was very satisfying when you managed to pull it off. Or when I managed to pull it off. Wait, no, I don't want to quest both of these. No. So how do I cancel that? Oops. Well, that's a great start to this video, isn't it? I know that you can cancel a quest, but I forget how. There it is. Why? Set to standby. Oh well, that's slightly counterintuitive, but I'm not going to complain too much. I think that the way I plan to work this is I will do mostly training quests until I can get a whole bunch of level 10 Rune Knights, and then send them on gathering quests. Another way to play it would be to just guard my borders and do some level 20 questing as much as I can get away with to get really good gear to start out with, and get some experience training as well. But I don't know, that does not feel right to me, at least not right now. Maybe with some more experience I'll have a better idea of when that's a good idea. Also, I noticed that I haven't been giving my demon a whole lot of kills. She's been weakening important targets for other people to finish off. And it makes tactical sense because it's a strong attack with no counter. But if I get this to level 20, I will get access to Meteor Doom on a monster, and that is amazing. I think it's better for me to work on getting Rune Knights to level 20 first, though. And speaking of which, I have an attack to do. Right here. Well, I knew I'd have to deal with this sooner or later. I think I've got an advantage in monsters. A lot will depend on how fast I can kill their monsters. In particular, if I can get rid of an angel or two, that'll set me up pretty well. Well, they have a few tanky frontliners that are going to be tough for me to deal with. I think a curse would be good against this one if I can manage it. I'd rather not attack Rudo if I can avoid it. I'd like to just destroy everything else to make him retreat. I don't know how practical that's going to be, though. Alternatively, well, and swordsmen are not that easy to deal with quickly either because of their evasive stance. Well, if I never made any risky moves, this would not be a very interesting stream, would it? So let me just make sure all my quests are in order. the other thing that I was considering is what I would do with this guy. Because here's the thing. I can just move him to whatever physical class I want. I definitely have enough barbarians, but what else can I do with him? Now, my pure monk, I don't know how good he's going to be. Maybe he's better than monks are in Grand Edition, I don't know. But accuracy up is a very good skill. Too bad he can't keep critical damage up. Thieves are a good class, but I have 2 of them right now. Specifically 2 level 10 ones, because I managed to get this guy up to his first promotion. So I think I can rely on him to guard a border now. So yeah, you're getting experience quests as well, now that I don't need you to guard anything. But how should I build this guy? That's the big thing. I'm thinking about cross-classing. Yeah, cross-classing Thief and Monk seems interesting to me. Because monks seem to at least develop decent attack power. Let me double check that. Yeah, and Thief kind of needs that. Having both evasion and accuracy up might be a good combination to fight agile enemies. Alternatively, I can cross it with the fighter line, because swordsman with innate evasion up seems pretty scary. Well, maybe I'll try that next time. The first thing I want to do is experiment and see how a cross-class monk works. And since I'm still kind of the opinion that Thief is generally more useful in a fight than Monk, I think I want to do my earliest experience quests like this to get it out of the way. Though eventually I'll have to use both of them in battle. With that said, let's see if there's anything I can summon and level up for him. I have plenty of mermaids and sirens, but it might not be a bad idea for me to give him a couple of dogs to level up. I remember enjoying using hellhounds quite a lot in Grand Edition. I'm okay with this. He was never going to lean heavily on his intelligence anyway, and being able to do more damage and having more health, those are all good. It also occurred to me that lower mana cost monsters would be easier to fish for mana miracles. Well, that's really good. Strength and agility. Sometime when I'm playing on my own, after I'm finished with this playthrough, I might experiment with fishing for mana miracles and seeing how much of a difference it might make. Oh, okay, so the monk class can potentially do stuff at the range. X is bad, but down is not necessarily bad, because it should turn to up after he's promoted a couple of times. A couple of times. I say that so casually. Yeah, as much as I'd like to attack from here and see how well my robot friend does, that'll have to wait. Because I don't have the Rune Knights to back that up just yet. I think that's it. And if that's not it, oh well. So let's see how their movements might have changed from one phase to the next. Yeah, that's very different. That's actually easier to deal with than before, I think. Here's the thing about Gilliam. A level 20 Cardinal seems very scary, and his spell list is good. Let's make no mistake about that. However, his intelligence is really awful for... Never mind a level 20 Cardinal. My level 1 fighter had better intelligence than this. Almost everyone who's not a pure barbarian has a better intelligence than that at low levels. So, I don't know. Maybe just the spell access is more important than his spell power. We'll see. It will be tough to beat him in a straight fight because he does have a lot of defense orbs. But I'm not sure it'll even come to that. So I'm not going to be able to overwhelm them with numbers, probably. Unless they position themselves incredibly poorly. However, I'm very surprised that they moved Rudo away. I mean, this is their capital. I thought for sure that the ruler of the country would be there, especially since my team was looking pretty menacing. Well, this looks like a very wide open space. That is actually going to make things tougher for me because advantage in numbers is the most important in a space like this. But it's not all bad. I might be able to get just the right concave for a really good holy word. And with a lot of the lower quality troops the enemy has, but in larger numbers, I think Holy Word might be a better use for that Archangel than Divine Ray. Also, Adu's Whirlwind attack might be useful here. Oh, we've got a real mage talking here. I feel like that's a Japanese pun that that they probably couldn't translate. Also, language aside, I feel like a better translator would sort of spell out how... well, never mind. I'm by no means an expert. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah, I'm 90% sure that Pluto actually knows about this guy and was just making fun of him. I'm a little bit slow to pick up on that sort of thing sometimes. Okay, I was right. I'm glad I'm able to call that sort of thing at least a little bit. That null magic skill is actually a good thing to use on the rock because I believe I have... yeah. I do have a siren, and that frost would be very powerful against its red element, I think. So how do I want to place these guys? Obviously, Berserker goes up front and has plenty of space to himself. So they're definitely going to try to flank me, and the good news is that their line attacks are going to be fairly weak, but I can't really allow myself to get complacent about that sort of thing. They may be able to focus one of my guys. I know this placement is a little bit odd. Well, they're not going to get attacked this turn, so I can afford to do this at least. I noticed that ghouls seem to be much better tanks in this game than they are in the original Brigandine. They might be a little bit too good, though once again I'll have to experiment more with them. In Legend of Forsena, they were the worst of the worst. They could not take a hit, they could not deal damage. Leveling them was usually a matter of trying to work out how one could possibly survive, and maybe, if you are very lucky, you could have one eat a unicorn. I do look forward to using the Cyclops. I miss being able to choose whether they get a white orb or a black orb, though. I also think that this battle is a good place to see if I can make use of Charm. Because if I... no, wait, no, there's actually... a unicorn could cure that. I'll have to take a close look at enemy ranges, because if I do manage to charm something that's outside of the unicorn's range, but in the cardinal's range, he might have to use a turn to get rid of that, and that would be great news for me. Anyway. Starting next to that forest is going to slow me down a fair bit. But that's okay. I can afford to take my time. I don't think they're going to rush me. Now that I think about it, normal difficulty might be the worst of both worlds. Because I think they do rush you in easy, which, while that does let you get the a good position on them, it does mean that if you're not quick to form up, they can surprise you. And I think that at the highest difficulty, they're better at setting themselves up so that you have trouble approaching them, although I can't speak from experience. But in normal, they take time to set up, and then when you get close, they rush you anyway, so you actually have plenty of time to prepare yourself, and can still easily bait them. That's my guess anyway. Ah, hello. Hello, Coffee Potato and Michael Bautista. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And yeah, this looks epic because it's a capital city that I'm going for. Their ruler, Rudo, seems to have taken the day off, so I don't have to deal with him. I still have no idea why they did that. But hey, I'm not complaining. Now, I'm going to have to be a little more careful using Adu than I was with Ginny earlier, because Ginny was an amazing tank to the point where everyone was just too scared to attack him. And this guy is not level 20 yet, and he doesn't have quite the gear or the orbs to survive absolutely anything. So I gotta be careful. But I'm still going to try and go with some of my tactic of giving him some of his space and using that to get a good position on the enemy. Let me just check the enemy movement, because yeah, that should work just fine. Funny thing, Ginny's nickname is Mermaid Ginny because he has a lot of mermaid tattoos, so I'm pretty sure that whole thing was intentional. Like, someone who doesn't know who he is might assume that he's a girl and then commit a huge faux pas because Ginny will wreck you. And I want this demon to be kind of near Stella's troops. I think this will work. No, Coffee Potato, not a pirate mermaid chugging gin, although with this faction I would be 0% surprised by that as well. So the only drawback to this formation that'll spread out the enemy is that I might not get a good holy word out of this archangel. But I'm willing to go with that because what I'm most concerned about these guys here is if they sort of group up and kind of try to overwhelm me. But if they trickle in and split up, I'll be able to pick them off easily. I think they're going to head towards the north part because that's the part that looks most vulnerable. So it's going to be a turn or two before I can get Pluto's team in position to do something. But that's okay. What was the line? We'll swing around on him like a door. Although hopefully my situation will not get quite as desperate as that one. Yes, I like the way you phrase that because, like Commando's, Mountain Dew comes in all colors. Well, looks like they're not moving forward just yet. I'd probably need to move in like so into one of these movement ranges before they attack me. So I guess the first question is how to deal with this Phoenix. I think that if it's if they're foolhardy enough with it, I can surround it and that'll nullify its evasion due to flying, and that'll be a big deal. But that doesn't seem incredibly likely. By the way, I have a big advantage here in that since all of my Rune Knights are roughly the same level, they all move sequentially. Of course, the same kind of goes for them, but I think in this case it's a player advantage. Because I'd like to think I can plan better than they can. Alright, so you are moving forward 2 tiles. And I think everyone else would do roughly the same thing. This Pegasus is going to be very busy, let me tell you. Oh, that's a kind of humor I was not expecting, Mr. Potato. Right, I don't think they can actually... No, there's no way they can flank me like that. It also occurred to me that I don't have a whole lot of healing for Captain Stella if they go for her really hard. Well, technically I do. I do have this archangel if things get bad enough. But that's probably only going to be 1 heal. So I'm going to have to just hit them extremely hard. I think I can pull that off, though. Oh, Coffee Potato, please don't misinterpret. I don't actually mind any particular kind of joke as long as it's not, you know, extremely hateful or anything. What was that joke? Dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. Alright. Actually, I should move this guy to cast Protect on Stella next turn, because I'm definitely going to need it. That's 3 hexes, right? Yep. I think that'll be fine. Really? They're not moving yet. Come on, I'm in your move. There we go. Oh, so here's the thing about phoenixes. Although they are from a unit type that is known for being a frontline bruiser, which is the Rock, and despite being a frontline bruiser with healing properties in Grand Edition, these guys are now kind of more fragile spellcaster types. So let's see what I can do here. Unfortunately, I can't surround this guy just yet. But let's see. The thing is, leaving a berserker with no allies around him does make him kind of vulnerable, but it also means I can do this. Hit all adjacent stuff for free and they don't counter. And one more level and he's gonna become truly monstrous. Now why is this a chain? I'm not even sure that it matters. I don't think there's anything else that could reach the ghoul if it moved up and around here, so surrounding that rock is not a bad idea. I'm not going to have it attack, though. It's better at taking hits than dealing them. Reviving is not really... Okay, it is technically a thing in this game, but it's not easy to do, at least for monsters. Rune Knights just get hurt and retreat, and you can't use them again for the next strategic turn, but to bring a monster back, you need to go through extraordinary measures. Now, I have no illusions about what's going to happen. They're going to heal this Phoenix right away, but you know what? I can have the captain go in and put a lot of hurt on him. Yeah, that's good. So how bad is 460 HP is just fine for now. They won't be able to hurt it too much. Yeah, that kind of high stakes fighting is one of the reasons that I like this game so much. It makes successfully raising a monster to high levels more satisfying, right? Because you know what kind of danger it had to go through. And do I need to heal right now? Not yet. Next turn definitely, though. Well... Actually, I might as well. I have several uses of heal. And none of it is wasted. Yeah, this Phoenix is toast. I'll have to reform my lines a little bit, but it's worth it. Because these guys are not easy to raise, and, well, okay, they're definitely Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have this guy tank the first counterattack since he's red element, and he'll take less damage from it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't care. Oh, not even a counter. Thank you. Now, I have follow-ups in case this attack is not enough, but... yeah, it's not enough. Now, this will be going very far out of my way. But, you know what? Actually... this is going to seem very weird, but I'm going to have her go all the way over here and attack the Phoenix, and then the Archangel will go over here and finish it off, and then Pluto will move over and cover the front line so that the Angel is not directly attacked, because leveling up an Archangel is very good, not only because you get more MP and intelligence for better spells, but also at level 20 they get some very impressive magic. Not offensive, that's a demon sword thing, but area heal. Area heal is amazing. Also, I moved my guys in the reverse of what I planned to, but, you know, live and learn. I'll have to reposition next time. I mean, there technically is some risk of getting impaled by a unicorn in this game, but unicorns are not really combat units, so it's a remote risk. That being said, I have seen it happen. It's pretty funny. Especially because feeding a kill to a unicorn is actually very desirable. Those things are pretty slow to level up otherwise. You can't get a whole lot of experience for healing things in this game. Alright, so first things first. Let's set up the front line this way. Now, being impaled by a nightmare, that's more likely. Nightmares get improved attack power, and although they're not primarily fighters, they can hurt pretty bad. Now, I'm very certain that the Cardinal's next move is going to be Holy Word, and it's going to hit quite a few of my guys. Oh, okay. That is a very serious buff. Well, that was a bit of a waste, but that's fine. Really? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Oh, I forgot they had that AoE attack. I need to remember that. Well, so this seems like a decent setup for Water Breath. Yeah, you're not the only one who can do line attacks after all. So where do I want this heal to go? So I think I know what happened. He cast a Veil on his Phoenix first turn, and that probably put him below the mana he needed to cast Holy Word, which is normally his best spell. And what I love about this is... What I love about that is it is perfectly in character for this guy, because his unit description talks about how he's a blowhard who steals credit from other smarter people and lost magic duels to just about everyone who was anyone. Oh, okay. Now I know what to do. So it looks like you were stunned. So let's get rid of that. And now you get a turn. Hooray! So, it seems like a good idea to beat up this rock. So let's do that. Yep, the beating up shall happen. Yeah, being surrounded has very strong statistical implications. Is this good enough? Not quite. That's too bad. Getting a kill on a ghoul is very desirable, but that's okay. I think I'll need to move this guy away for a bit. He did a good job. Actually, yeah, moving him to take the ghoul's place seems like a good idea. That way he'll be able to tank and possibly even hit back. So who's gonna kill the rock then? Well, maybe the archangel will. Right. Now, I'm not quite stupid enough to... Let's see, unfortunately, Veil will absorb this spell break. Now, if you want to see huge AoE, Holy Word is 4 hexes. Let's see who it'll reach. She's not really positioned very well for it. That was my bad. I could have gotten a much better Holy Word if I had followed my plan and had her here. That would reach just about all of them. Well, I'll never turn down one of these. As far as the idea of using Berserk properly, well, I'll just describe what he does and then you can make the call. The Berserker is a danger to anything near him, whether friend or foe. His whirlwind attack is very good and does not miss. However, it hits allies. So you gotta either give him a wide berth or just be willing to put through some sacrifices. Oh yeah, that'll get the kill. Very nice. That's not the usual use of an archangel, but I mean, I'm not going to complain, and that freed up good space for my giant to move. Whew. Okay. I've been pretty nervous about this, but if there was ever a time to try it out, I guess it'll be here. Decreasing my own agility. Feels sketch to me. It had better be a very strong buff, and that is why it's very important to use the protect magic on her. And hope that they don't have some sort of spell break. Let's see, they're not close enough for my offensive spells. This is one of those awkward times where they're close enough to be scary, but not close enough that it's a good idea to really do anything. Well, the ghoul is definitely gonna die. But as losses go, it is the least consequential that I can think of. Well, and that of course is a very strong debuff. Bards are no joke in this game. They are a joke in some games, but not this one. Alright, so let me think about how to handle this. I think Holy Word is good now. Yeah, I know. No, don't do that. I think Curse, this is the place to use Curse as well. Right, so the archangel will definitely have to use Holy Word, and between now and then, unfortunately a whirlwind attack would be a bad move right now. Whoa, that is high accuracy for what's supposed to be a low accuracy move, but hey, giants are not the most agile types, are they? That being said, if this misses, I'm going to be sad. Oh, it looks like offensive orbs increase accuracy as well as power when the enemy doesn't have a defense orb. I gotta remember that. Woohoo! Well, that sure looked like a sturdy frontliner, but looks can be deceiving, I guess. And I think definitely Cure on this guy to remove the various bad status would be very helpful. And I'll also need to use a spell break on him, maybe. I think having him move here but not attack would be a good move. Well, actually, I did just heal him so that he'd be ready for situations like this. Let's see my hit chance. Nope, no good. Yeah, so stay here and wait for a chance to use Water Breath. Alright, deep breath time. So who are you gonna hit? Well, you do manage to have good accuracy regardless of the debuff, so I guess this is useful against giants and other slow stuff. A crit for 60. Well, I'll be fine, I think. Yeah, that hits most of their front line. I wish there was a Chinese checkers stage. That would be very interesting. So, if you like wide area of effect, I think you'll like Holy Word. Although the raw power is not amazing. The total damage is not bad. The trick is you have to be ready to follow up on it. So this guy moved out of range of my Siren spell break, but maybe Stella can do it. I think she has spell break as well. And if not, we'll find out soon. Oh, I didn't know that heavy impact didn't allow a counterattack. Very interesting. If this guy wasn't buffed, I think that would be a good move. Fortunately, these guys are not in position to surround me, so I think I'll be okay. Oh, more AoE. Well, either that, or I can target one particular enemy, but none of these guys are really strong enough to warrant that, I think. Okay, yeah, this has the coverage that I'm looking for. This is why Mage Rune Knights are scary in this game. Yeah, I don't think I need these spells on anyone around her, so Frost it is. And yep, this is Wyvern doing Wyvern stuff. Wyverns have an interesting niche in that they're a flying unit specifically designed to fight other flying units, and they do a good job of it. Stuff like rocks and their offshoots are air to ground. They're good at attacking ground units but not other air units. As much as I'd like to move this guy up this way, he's gonna get surrounded if I try it. I think. Well, then again, maybe not. I don't really see anyone who's capable of pulling off that kind of movement. And I think, yeah, you're just about out of MP, aren't you? So yeah, this is probably a decent move. And you are out of Protect, but who can I silence? This might not be a bad move, actually. The thing about silence is it has the usual silence problem, being the things that you most want to silence are also the things that are most resistant to it. Oh well. Oh, hey, what do you know? No healing from you. And now I'm really glad. Oh wow, that is the perfect HP range to have something pick it off for the experience. Yeah, as I said, problem with silence is that archangels have very high intelligence. Oh well. Let's see, those chains, what do those chains mean? It probably means that he's going to be surrounded, maybe. No, wait, no. No, it actually means that this lizard man is going to be surrounded. This might not be a bad move. Oh yeah, I have another curse that I can throw out. And earlier this video, I was saying how I wanted to get more kills for my demon. Well, there it is. Now, Berserkers are not that great with their hit rate. On the other hand, you know, if it does land, that's more experience for him, and he does need that level 20. And even if he misses, he'll still be in a good position to have someone else surround her. Woohoo! Yay, murder! Huh. And that's high-level Rune Knights for you, folks. It is not easy to level them up. Let's see, a Pegasus without much MP is not very useful, I'm sad to say. But what can you do? Oopsie. And it turns out that I kind of played myself by moving there. It does mean that if I want to water breath, bad things are going to happen to Adu. On the other hand, is it actually going to hurt him much? Actually, yes it is, because that's a water attack and he's fire. On the other hand, I can do something else. I can surround this guy. Yeah, that's good. And I believe his buffs ran out too. Alright, so it's not over yet. If I'm not careful, I can still lose monsters because they do have a couple of fairly strong guys over there. So, do I want to heal or go for the more aggressive option with Divine Ray? If I heal, I better be able to follow up on that Divine Ray. So I need to check my options. So how much damage is that? 160 roughly? And would I hit? Yeah, definitely. And how about heavy impact? How's that chances? It's alright, but not amazing. By the way, just to be clear, the battle is effectively over. It's just trying to figure out the best cleanup for this. Yeah, so I might as well just go for it here. I kind of like the previous animation for Divine Ray, though. There was that light from the sky, but then there was this huge circular explosion that comes out when it hits the ground. And I think that's appropriate because Divine Ray is one of the power spells. You can tell it's a power spell if it's single target and 2 hexes and costs a whole mess of MP. Yep, that'll do it. Hooray! I will certainly accept any chance to level up the captain. I wonder if it's possible for her to get a story-related class change. Probably not. But I am still curious. So where can these guys move? Wow. So if I'm gutsy enough, and honestly this isn't an incredibly gutsy move since they are badly outnumbered, I can start attacking that guy. That being said, I probably won't deal amazing damage because, after all, it's same element. Yeah, it would take a crit for me to do anything here. Yeah, even that might not be enough. But I'll take the experience. And there's no way this guy would do any damage. And there he goes. Well, I can't argue with that. I know, everyone's favorite sound. I'm a little disappointed that Adu didn't reach level 20, but I don't think it's going to take a whole lot more. He got a lot of experience from that Rune Knight KO. And it's probably going to be another cutscene. Possibly a big one since I did capture a capital. Yeah, that hurt them really badly. They can't recover monsters easily either. Because they have only 3 castles and none of them are capitals. Oh wow, everyone wants to attack these guys, huh? And Tim got... I think that's the second time Tim got wounded. Okay. Okay, you can probably skip ahead a few seconds. Right, Vigo can promote. And I guess I'd better start thinking about what class she's gonna switch to. Okay. This definitely feels different. I sincerely hope that the computer does that a lot in hardest difficulty, because it feels a little too easy to get monsters up to level 10 with those experience quests. Well, I guess we've got Zai now. And that provides a whole lot of mana. What can I summon here? I can summon a whole lot of things. Capitals are great that way. I think summoning a centaur or two might not be a bad idea. Those things are very useful. So, what next? I guess the next thing is to rotate from here up to Setastoria. Depending on who's here, that might be easier said than done. But... it's definitely worth doing. So I know I'm gonna have to fight Rudo at some point. I do intend to eventually eliminate Mana Silesia as a country, and that there's no way they're not gonna field all of their best knights in that battle. I'm not convinced that I'm up to it. Not yet. Although, if my monsters are sufficiently bulky, who knows? But now I have to rearrange units because, well, class changes. Definitely don't want to let those sit for too long. Although, I guess I wasn't paying attention to how much they leveled up in that battle, because I definitely did not send these guys on experience quests. I'll probably have to put at least one monster away to make room for all of that. Oh well. So, who am I gonna move anyway? I can probably spare a goblin. Yeah, of course it makes perfect sense for higher rank monsters to require more magic power to take with you. But it does require a bit of micromanaging that doesn't make for an amazingly exciting stream. Oops. I want to move stuff around. I don't think that's enough space. Yeah, I'll probably have to remove one more monster. If the charts are to be believed, I think it's important to class change these things as soon as you can, and the reason is that it also affects their growths for later levels. That's just a touch too high. That's the problem. Okay, fine. I'll have to drop the mana debacle golem too. I'll live. Ooh, that magic cost went up a lot. But its stats went up a fair bit too. And it does get an anti-MP roar, if I understand correctly. If I position that guy right, I could wreck some mages with that. Although that doesn't seem terribly likely. Yeah, it has to be adjacent enemy units. So maybe, I don't know, a knight or some other melee rune knight with secondary spellcasting. Yeah, I think that I can fit at least one of these monsters back on if I position right. Ah, what a headache. Yeah, there you are. So he'll have to kind of borrow the front line of the people next to him, but that's okay. I think I can work that out. Thank you, as always, for your patience. This is one of those things that it's very interesting to play, but not so interesting to watch. Let's see how close you are to your next level. Oh, 3 experience away. 3 experience. That's heartbreaking. It really is. Oh well, I know that at least he's guaranteed to be level 20 by the time I try and take the last purple castle. As for why I don't send him on an experience quest, well, I don't think that'll work. The chance of it working decreases a lot once you're at level 10 or above. Anyway, I believe that you will be able to take these guys on without a problem, but I'll have to see how they move next turn. They might be a little bit scared, and I would not blame them. Huh, they seem to have adjusted things a little bit. And as always, I have to... Oh, more class changes. I know there's one around here. Yep, up to Grappler. Although Fighting Focus seems like it would be a decent buff. I don't think the enemy Grappler used it, which is a little strange to me. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether it's any good if, for whatever reason, this guy goes into battle. Those are some huge arms. Arms thicker than head. Well, now that the pressure on that guy has eased up a bit, I think it'll be fine to risk having all of my lower level Rune Knights do experience quests. Just let me make sure that I have the monsters to handle it if that does happen. Yeah, I better move some of the better ones over. Yeah, that'll be a decent backline. Well, I hope all of the strategizing stuff is interesting for someone, at least. Oh, interesting. So priests can go here. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if this guy was good at the forest. Well, okay, no, there's no forest here. That's why there's a problem. But next chance I get. Also, I'm thinking about the possible rewards and destinations, and at some point there's probably going to be a chart of what characters can get the most item compatibility with what locations there are on the map if they switch classes. I hope someone does that because it sounds like a real headache, and I'd be very annoyed if it turns out that I'm the one who has to do that. And once again, I find myself at that awkward kind of stream timing where there's some time left over, however, another battle would definitely take too long. So I think that unless we have some very short battles like last stream, it's probably gonna be one battle per stream. Like, I know it would be fun to go overtime, but I don't want to burn out. There's a reason that I decided to go with 2 hours every alternate day. So I think I'm gonna have to cut it off here. Honestly, I should apologize for that, because if I was faster with all the menuing and I knew exactly how to handle the strategic part, I probably could have finished it in time to get another battle in, but well, I'm what can I say? I'm new to the game. I'm still kind of figuring this stuff out. Oh yeah, there is one thing that I can do on camera before anything else, which is decide the fate of Tilda. Now I already have an enchantress who's cross-classing to cleric eventually. I considered having her go Lancer, but it looks like her stats are not appropriate for that. I get the impression that not just any character can cross-class between physical and magical classes, so it's a good idea to keep a close eye on a close eye out for people who can. For example, Bal, as I mentioned before. So since I have an Enchantress Cleric cross-class, I might as well try for the Enchantress Bard cross-class with her. Just making sure I have the proficiency that I think that I do. Yep. We'll see how that goes. Being able to choose between attacks or buffs seems like it could be good, although Bard can kind of do that anyway. But having access to more different kinds of attack spells seems okay. I mean, especially in the teens having access to Genofrost when Geno Thunder is not available yet. That's pretty good utility. Oh wow, you can't class change back to any of them. That's a fairly severe intelligence hit, but one more level ought to close that up. And it's not like I had anything else I wanted to get from her as an enchantress. Man, I'm looking forward to playing around with Hellhounds. I really like the versatility of being able to either hit and run or find a good place to stand and use a breath attack, even if the breath attack is not amazing. But that'll have to wait, just like everything else. Once again, saving, and thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. Well then, I will see you next time.